Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching our YouTube compilation earwax removal video today. There we go. So we can see in this particular patient, we've got this very, very deep, hard, dry, dark wax. Now it's just clearing this edge here. You can see it's a little bit sort of stuck everywhere really. The reason it's gone so dark in the center, a lot of people ask about the different colors of wax. It's usually an indication of the age of the wax a lot of the time, although you can get different colors, people just produce different colors anyway. But in this case, that's hard as well as being dark in color at the base, which means it's dried out a little bit, reacts with a little bit of the acidity of the wax, starts to darken in color, and that's what's happened here. So we're just removing these outer pieces first of all, and then we're going to get to that harder central core of wax here. There we go. Just going to start to pull this forwards. Out this is coming. There we go. It's got a little bit stuck, so we're just going to give this a bit of a wiggle. Now, sometimes what you'll get with these particular pieces of wax, when they've hardened up like that, sometimes they'll have a little bit of keratin that are still attached to on the inner part of the ear. So as you start to pull this out, it just stays attached to a little bit of keratin and just holds on to it, so it doesn't want to come out easily. But that looks like it's come away well. There you go, just tidying up these looser pieces. And there's the eardrum looking nice and healthy there as well. So this is what it looked like beforehand, and this is what it looks like afterwards. Let's take a look at the other ear canal. Similar story, but it's a more kind of, more towards the outer part of the ear canal. This just looks like a standard kind of plug. A little bit of a gap at the top, so patient not really experiencing any hearing issues at this point. But we're just going to give this a little bit of a wiggle here. It's on its way. Nearly. A bit more of a wiggle. We've got to kind of bend it or maneuver around those two bends in the ear canal now. So we're just kind of lifting this bottom section. It's nearly there. A bit more of a wiggle. Oh, it's a little bit softer. As I was trying to wiggle it then, it was just moving the surface of the wax. So we've opted to go in with the Jobson horn here. Let's just pull this out the remainder of the way. You can see it kind of unfolds as we pull it along there. Oh, trying to get a grip on this plug. Let's lift him again. It's very sticky old plug. It's trying to adhere to every single bit of the ear canal there. There we go, out that comes. Nice and healthy there though. Let's take, this is a great peel. If you like a peel, this is a really, really good one. So what we're left with here is a very thin, hard layer on the outer part of the ear canal. So we're just going to use the fine end here just to start lifting and start to peel this away. So I'm just working along the edge, but watch this as it peels. Difficult one to do because you don't want to work too close to your canal wall, but look at this coming away. All the way along the canal. It actually goes down into the anterior recess. You just see down there. There you go. So watch this as it peels away now. There we go. And a bit more of a lift. Look at that coming away, all scooped out from the anterior recess as well. That's a very thick kind of keratin layer underneath there, which is why it held together really, really well when we peeled it. There's the eardrum looking nice and healthy. So this is what it looked like beforehand. And this is what it looks like afterwards. And that's where we remove. So 2.5 centimeters, 1 inch worth of earwax there, guys. Don't forget, if you do enjoy the earwax removal videos, you can always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for us. If you have hearing problems or ear problems yourself, you can check out the channel page. We've got a link to our website, and you can book yourself an appointment with myself or the lovely Mr. Taylor Green. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Any comments, questions, drop them into the comment section below. And most popular ones we will do videos on. There is a playlist of those on our channel page. See if your question made the cut. So it's coming in here. Let's have a little look. Ooh, standard size ulnar tube. Pulling on this. This looks like quite a tough piece of wax. Not the easiest because this is a narrower entrance to the canal as well. Yeah, it's quite a narrow one, and this is hardened up in perfectly into the shape of the canal. Always more difficult to do. Basically, because when you've got a canal this size, you've got plenty of room back and forth. You can get in there with lots of different tools. You've got plenty of room to maneuver. When you do this to the ear canal entrance, that maneuverability drops quite considerably. So what you've got then is, I'm trying to use the standard size ulnar tube in here. I'm trying to get a grip anyway, basically, on this to try and maneuver this out. It's not really budging. So St. Bart's hook, I think that's 2 videos in a row now this guy's appeared in. So perfect for this one. We've got a gap at the top. Let's drop behind. If this is the first ever time you've seen a video, if we use a manual tool like this, is known as curettage. If you see this particular one, St. Bart's hook is a 90-degree angle hook. So you go in, imagine that's the block of wax, you go in sideways, turn the hook, and you can pull. which is exactly what we're doing here. So we draw the wax down the canal, out that comes, there you go. Let's lift that up so you can take a look at that. I'm trying to remember to do this, guys. I keep forgetting sometimes. I get so carried away in getting the wax out that I just forget to hold it there so you can see it coming out. We're just lifting these bottom sections, just a bit of tidying up. This is actually the fine end on here now rather than the standard size on the tube. Fine end is the smaller of the two tubes, which is really hard to say, that we use here in clinic as well. So eardrum has quite a mottled appearance to it, but it's had all this stuck in the canal for a little while. You do get a bit of tympanosclerosis as well as we get a bit older. Tympanosclerosis, where you see that greying or cloudy patches on the eardrum, not necessarily an indication of an unhealthy eardrum. It's quite common with age. If you suffer with ear infections when you were younger, that kind of thing can have an impact on it as well. Okay, so we're getting this bit out now and see a little bit of a softer material on this side, slightly wider canal as well, which makes our job just a little bit easier. Out, this is coming. There we go. All the way. And let's take a look beyond that. A bit more in there. So this one's a fuller ear canal. Now the other side had the small bit. Oh, now watch this keratin now. Look at this. So you've got that keratin strip there. So that's an indication there is some keratin in here as well. So let's have a little look. We can see there's a lot left in here, but if we can get a hold of that ribbon of keratin again, and it holds, watch what will happen. Look at it. There you go. It's interwoven through that entire section. So it means when you've got a grip on it, then you can use that piece of keratin against the wax itself and draw the whole thing out. There you go, like a string of pearls. So this is coming away really, really well. Let's get this last little bit out here. There we go. And eardrum looking nice. Now, a bit of tympanosclerosis there as well. This was an elderly lady. We expect to see it. But this is what we removed, 3.5 centimeters, just under 1.5 inches worth of earwax there, guys, for you. So it's all looking very good. Lots of different colors in there as well, different gradations of lighter and darker colors. Remember I said there was that keratin ribbon, so there'd be some dry skin. Usually makes it look a little bit lighter. Oh, when we talk about keratin, my goodness me, this poor gent. This guy came through and he's got a very, very thick keratin layer. Now this guy's a rugby player. He took a really bad knock to the ear probably about nearly 12 months ago, and has recently started having real hearing issues now. You'll see why in a second. I think what happened here is when he took the knock to the ear, he had a bit of trauma inside, and that interrupted the migration of the skin. So what we've ended up with now is a very thick keratin layer that's completely covering everything in here. Gent did go along for some irrigation, didn't get it out, unsurprisingly, because it's skin. I'm holding on to this, but it doesn't want to budge, so we're having to bring the forceps in here. Have a look at this keratin plug that comes away now in a second. So I'm just unfolding the edge there, see if I can get a good grip. There we go. Look at this come away now. This is just going to grab this. Watch this keratin plug. I will warn you, the inside of the ear canal does look quite messy afterwards because this has been sitting on the surface for ages. But look at that. Thick, and all that white material underneath is fresh, dead skin, basically, that can't get out. It's been adding to that keratin layer. Look how irritated those canals are as well. So in this particular patient's case, I would be referring back to the GP for them to prescribe maybe some antibiotic, maybe an atomized spray, something like that, just to try and calm that ear canal down. But you can see it looks very irritated. It's going to take a little while for that skin to settle back down, because obviously the fresh skin hasn't been able to get out because it's had that thick keratin plug. You can also see the blood vessel attached, it almost looks like a little tiny polyp, just irritating on the side there. So we're going to get a good look at that once this ear canal's calmed itself down. But this is what it looked like beforehand. This is what it looks like afterwards. So the patient can hear a lot better and really hearing well. Just over 1.5 centimeters, just over half an inch there, or 5/8 of an inch if you want to be super duper precise. But patient feeling so much better having got that out. You can see just the thickness of that plug, and that is completely just skin, solid skin. Okay, so this is the last patient in the compilation video today. You can see this very thick hard layer, a little bit of a gap at the top there. So we could maybe have gone in a little bit with the St. Bart's hook here straight away maybe, but I just want to try and detach it from the bottom of the canal wall here. Now it's got that, now I said this in another video recently, a matte shine, which makes it just sound that that's just complete opposites of what they are. But you can see there's almost that little bit of a sheen there, but it's not really shiny. It's almost got this sort of slightly matte appearance to it, if that makes sense. And that's how we know the wax is really, really hard. Because it's hard, it's dried, stuck firmly down onto the canal. So it's not really budging anywhere. We're just trying to lift some of these looser pieces off the side. Just going to put the standard size on the tube. If I can just get this a little bit looser, it's going to make it a bit easier if we do go in with a curettage tool. There we are. We can see that whole thing was just wiggling a little bit as we put a bit of pressure on it. It means the whole plug is starting to move a little bit there. There we are. But this is not going anywhere. It's just not budging at all. That's mobile, but it's just the wrong shape. It's not going to come out. So St. Bart's hook coming in again. Perfect for this type of wax. It's rock solid. There's a gap at the top. So I'm just going to pull this forward slightly. There you go. And then it allows me to get safely behind the wax then. There we go. Out that comes. Just pulling forwards to see if we can get a grip behind it. And out that's coming. Oh, nearly there. A little bit more. There you go, out that comes. So looking absolutely fab there. Big plug, all came out in one piece. Let's take a look. I don't think I've got a ruler shot on this one, only because the patient took the wax home with them to show their wife. So that's the reason there's no ruler shot. But this is what it looks like after. As you can see, it looks much, much healthier there. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching that video today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did voicing it over. I shall see you for the next video, and I think me and Taylor are together for a couple of videos after that. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.